Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This session focuses on social aspects of language choice for children in Pakistan. I hope and expect by the end of the session you would have an understanding of the matter at hand. Well, my dear students, growing up as a child in Pakistan has its own complexities when it comes to language choices and language practices. There are certain social and linguistic implications of growing up in Pakistan as a child, and this is a huge question. What are those implications? You know, Pakistan is a multilingual society where multiple languages are used simultaneously, and alongside the languages that are used, there are a lot of dialects that are also used to create various local, regional or ethnic identities. Alongside this, official languages of Pakistan, English and Urdu, dominate the formal scene of life, and national language has certain sentiments attached to it, from the ideological perspectives. So, in this relationship of all these languages, very complex mosaic of languages and identities related to them is created. So, a Pakistani child encounters more than one languages from the very outset. The language, or sometimes languages at home, language or languages in the school, language on the street, and of course then, through exposure to media, the language of media or the languages of the media also have some influence. All these together, shape the linguistic repertoire of a child. Social class and school choice also matters in determining the linguistic choices that are available to a child. In Pakistan, there are different streams of education. There is Urdu medium stream of education and there is English medium stream of education. Then there is another bifurcation that exists, that is of the public school system and the private school system. And, the kind of pedagogical, expertise that are provided and the kind of exposure in terms of language learning that is provided in different streams is completely different from each other. The choice of a school is not a simple issue in Pakistan for a child. When the parents select a school, in fact, there are a lot of factors that contribute towards that. Social class and aspirations related to that social class make a significant contribution towards this choice. Then, economic factors also play their role. And, ultimately, all these choices lead towards, the language choices that are finally available to the child. When the child goes to the school, apart from the mother tongue that the child learns at home and sometimes, for example, learns Urdu, that is, in this case becomes the second language of the child, in Pakistani context. When the child goes to school, depending upon the stream in which he or she goes, certain kinds of peer pressures are created with reference to language, and the language choices of the child are affected by that. Then when it comes to the school classroom practices, when it comes to the literacy practices in the classroom, multiple literacy practices are carried out in the classroom and multiple languages are used for that. In the English medium stream, mainly majority of the literacy practices are, they are carried out in English language. Then, apart from this English and Urdu, that is the language that is used in comparatively less formal spheres of life or activities in the school, the child also comes across, Arabic language usage, because this is a language that is related to, religion in Pakistan. This is related to Muslims and Islam. And, knowing Arabic or learning Arabic is considered to be an important part of, the linguistic, repertoire of a child in Pakistan. Apart from this situation that might seem still comparatively simpler, there are certain further complexities that are related to all this. Parents' ethnic identity play a significant role in, these choices. So if the parents belong to a certain ethnic group, the local language or the vernacular or the dialect that is attached to that particular ethnic group would also be a part of the linguistic repertoire of the child. Family identity. How does the family perceive itself? What is the social status of the family, etc., also play their role. Alongside, as I have already mentioned, regional identity plays a role. This, of course, leads to a very pertinent question. Are linguistic choices easy for a child in Pakistan? And when we talk about linguistic choices for a child, we are not only talking about the child to make the choices. Actually, what we need also to consider is how do they impact, the sociolinguistic competence of the child and the sociolinguistic performance of the child when it comes to performing different functions in the society with the help of this set of languages. And in fact, I would close with a very, very pertinent question. Does a child really have these choices, or children in Pakistan, children from different social classes or from different social groups, they are put into certain situations where they are not, as such, left with choices. They have to go with the flow.